Bear down, Bears fans. Why has Ryan Poles given up on this season? Why is he doing nothing to improve this team? Why is Matt Eberflus still your head coach? Why is Khalil Herbert the only move that he made at the trade deadline? What is going on with this team? Why is he now willing to allow this team to fall apart and fail? Why is he willing to risk Caleb Williams? And make no mistake about it, the fact that Caleb Williams was down 3 scores at the end of the Arizona Cardinals game left the potential for him to get injured. And of course, what happened on the very final play, he injures his ankle, and nobody seems to care anything about it because they're too busy wondering why DJ Moore walked off the field. We even had at a moment Clay Harbor, which we'll talk about in a few moments, talking about that DJ Moore had already stepped out of bounds. I just looked at the tape. He did not already step out of bounds. He tweaked something and then walked off of the field. Is that any different? Is there a context to that? I don't know. Courtney Cronin also says that Tyreek Stevenson had to gather himself so he couldn't practice for a little while leading up to the fact that he was demoted and that he was not going to start because, hey, talking to the fans while the game's going on, whatever, no big deal. So the team right now, disarray. The writing was on the wall from the beginning, especially when you consider what ended up happening. I'm going to break this all down for you. If you like this type of content, make sure you hit the like button on the way in. If you hate this type of content, make sure you subscribe just so you can talk mad shit about me every single day, and we can talk about how wrong you are about the Chicago Bears. Let's go. All right, guys, big article of the day. Karma comes for a soft Matt Eberflus. By the way, a lot of complaints coming out of Hallis Hall right now from the team directly. They're practicing too hard. They're wasting all of their energy in practice, and they're not ready for the game because they're tired. Or they're just calling it grueling, and they're not motivated by it. And they're not... Look, Matt Eberflus is failing on every single level. He's failing on game management. He's failing on practicing. He's failing at everything for this team right now. And the 4 wins are despite the coach, not because of the coach. Nothing has fundamentally changed, and we know that it hasn't because not only are the Chicago Bears not playing very well, Luke Getsy, the offensive coordinator from last year, has already been fired by his new employer. Matt Eberflus still remains. Shane Waldron, he's still making the play calls. Thomas Brown, no, you can't make the play calls even if you are an offensive coordinator, even if you're probably a better passing game coordinator than Shane Waldron. No, you don't get to make the plays. Shane Waldron gets to call the plays because Shane Waldron has won. What has Shane Waldron won? I don't know. But Matt Eberflus hasn't won anything. Now 14-28 in his career as a head football coach. So what all happened here? Well, let's go down to this. This is from Clay Harbor. This was a couple days ago. Now, this is Bears cornerback Tyreek Stevenson pulled himself out of practice this week after he found out he was being demoted and taken out of the starting lineup per Jay Glazer. That didn't go over well in the locker room. Now, what does that mean? Clay Harbor has a hot take on this. This isn't a benchable offense. This is a releasable offense. If you play Stevenson at all today, you are risking losing your team. I don't care how much you need him. You have to hold him accountable. But not only did Matt Eberflus not care, right here, Tyreek Stevenson was second on the team in tackles. Not only did he play, he was in for most of the game. Now, why was that? Terrell Smith got injured, so Tyreek Stevenson had to play, but he was already being subbed in. He just didn't start. The absolute minimum punishment is what happened over here. Are you losing your team yet? Well, the answer here is clearly yes, but let's move on. Not only that, but let's talk about this. Cole Kmet has been targeted 1 time in the last 2 games. How do the Bears find the right balance in utilizing their receiving weapons? They're not using... Look, the easiest thing that you can do is run a short passing game, a West Coast offense, if you will. And guess what? 7 targets of Rome Odunze leads to 5 receptions, but you threw the ball to Keenan Allen 10 times, and he only had 4 receptions. You do it to DJ Moore 9 times with only 4 receptions. Your short passing game here, DeAndre Swift, 6 of 6. Roschon Johnson, 2 of 3. Gerald Everett, 1 of 1. Why is Cole Kmet not involved? The Cole Kmet, better than Gerald Everett, okay? No matter what you say. Cole Kmet is a very good tight end. Is he the best in the league? Probably not, but he's a very good weapon. And when used, he's been an amazing weapon for this offense. In fact, this offense has been running very, very well when he is deeply involved in the passing game. But what are we doing? We're not using him. What is going on inside the brain of Matt Eberflus that he says, hey, you know what we could do? You know, Cole Kmet, the best tight end that we have on the team, what if we didn't throw it to him? What if we just made him a blocker? You know what I mean? What if we just, what if we just threw the ball way down the field 10 times for only 4 receptions or 9 times for only 4 receptions? And what if we did that to the guy that takes himself out of plays? This is going to be awesome. Guys, I'm making jokes about this, but does that not seem insane to you? Does it not seem like a team that's just absolutely checked out? So here's my point. My point is very, very simple. Matt Eberflus has to be fired now after this coming Sunday's performance against the New England Patriots, in which it is now my belief that the New England Patriots will find a way to win. Matt Eberflus will screw this game up. We're at the point right now where the team no longer respects Matt Eberflus. The only way that they can send a message to Ryan Poles that time is up, the only reason they can skip Ryan Poles and get to Kevin Warren and say time is up for both of them is for them to continue doing what they're currently doing, not putting in any effort and losing games that we should be winning. And once we've seen that, and once we've seen enough of that, Ryan Poles will be forced to make a decision. And by the way, that decision will not improve the Chicago Bears. It will not make the team better by having Matt Eberflus not there immediately. What it will do is it will establish that this team wants to be coached up, they want to be worked, and they want to be led by a man who knows how to win. Matt Eberflus does not know how to win. Shane Waldron, you know what? Maybe he can coach the team through the end of the year, let Thomas Brown start making the offensive play calls. Shane Waldron can focus then on something else. Eric Washington can call the defense, and then maybe we can just start to build on that. And you know what? Maybe we get a little bit better. Maybe there's something that Thomas Brown is seeing that Shane Waldron is not seeing, and maybe, just maybe, that will improve this team dramatically. Maybe he sees Cole Kmet as an asset and not Gerald Everett as the asset. So there's a lot of questions, but the only way that this is going to happen, sadly, at this point, because it is the Chicago Bears, is by force. And it's by the team forcing the ownership to really look and take a hard look at Matt Eberflus. He's got to go. He's got to go now. He is ruining this team, and he is ruining Caleb Williams. And we can't have that. That's the first overall pick. We've seen the product on the field. We know that he's better than what he's doing right now, but that's on Matt Eberflus. That's not on us. That's on him. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you like this type of content, again, leave a comment letting me know. If you don't like this type of content, let me know as well. But subscribe to the channel no matter what. Or you might be a Packers fan. Snuff, thank you so much for tuning in. Bear down, and we'll talk to you again very, very soon.